WTF! WTF!
Bon qui, je m'appelle Ross Twiddell, your Cultaholic heavyweight champion, and welcome to all the WTF moments from last night's SmackDown Live, which I think, apart from one pissing segment and another appearance from Lacey Evans that made no sense whatsoever, one of the greatest SmackDown Lives in recent memory. Andrade versus Aleister, DIY against DeBar, Ricochet against Eric Young, and that main event, plenty of great wrestling. I was satisfied. Made a great mistake, Corey. What better way to kick off last night's SmackDown Live than to roll out a man who lost a match at Elimination Chamber, a man who lost his SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship at Elimination Chamber. And just like Shawn Michaels way back in 1997 lost his smile, in 2019 Shane McMahon has lost his sweat. He didn't, did he? He was very wet on Sunday night, wasn't he? Anyway, Corey, back to the point at hand. There are plenty of better ways to start an episode of SmackDown Live than to roll that sweaty prick out. And next up we have Tom Phillips face fornicating the poo out of a line on commentary on SmackDown Live when he claimed that last night at Elimination Chamber, Sweaty and The Miz lost their SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. Now, of course, I saw the internet yesterday, so this has to be true. Apparently, WWE are already preparing themselves for life after Michael Cole on commentary on Monday Night Raw, and Tom Phillips is one of the frontrunners to replace Michael Cole on Monday Night Raw. And with calls like that one there, it looks like that horny bugger already thinks he's got the job. And sticking with that human embodiment of an aeroplane stiffy, he claimed the McMahon family were very pleased with how Elimination Chamber went. So first of all, we have Colonel McSweaty Bollocks losing, and he's a McMahon. He's related to them, I think, so they might like him, so they won't have liked that. The scourge of the McMahon family this time last year, a woman who was costing them more than she's probably worth, Ronda Rousey, she won. They won't have liked that. Vince McMahon, of course, he fancies Bobby Lashley and all of that tender birth. And he lost. And Vince won't have liked that. And if that wasn't bad enough for Vince, a weak individual who doesn't even eat meat retained his WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber. Vince won't have liked that. And then to top it all off, a woman who calls herself the man who was dressed as a bee with a printing error, rocked up when she wasn't supposed to be there, and beat the corporately chosen Jezebel heel bitch with a crutch. The McMahons won't have liked that. That's one half of their WrestleMania main event bruised. Other than all that though, Tom, I bet the McMahons had a tickety-boo time. And here's a direct quote from The Miz. When I felt injured at the Best in the World tournament, you servers stepped in. Yes, The Miz tried to say selflessly there, but he himself knows that's a massive crock of bollocks, so he couldn't do it. Maybe if The Miz and Shane McMahon were aligned back at the start of November, I could have accepted it, but they weren't. All that's happened here because that man, that sweaty man who has been so delusional since he returned to WWE back in 2016, for the past 3 pissing years he has believed in his own delusional brain that he is actually the best professional wrestler in the world. When he saw the best door in the world slightly ajar with that trophy on the other side of the door, he jumped in, didn't he? Sweaty balls deep he was, I tell you. Sweaty balls deep. And Miz, now that you're a babyface, you can't be lying like you were last night. Sticking with The Miz, and he claims that when he wins a championship in WWE, he does everything in his power to make it the most prestigious and relevant championship in WWE at that time. And then he claimed that when he and Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the planet world today, when they won the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships at the Royal Rumble, they did that together. Bollocks! Shane McMahon, of course, is part of that cult who books the matches in WWE today, and during his reign as a SmackDown Live Tag Team Champion, he only booked one championship match, proving that in more than one way, he actually thinks he's Brock Lesnar. And Michael, while we're here, why the hell weren't you bringing up Shane McMahon's attire from Elimination Chamber when you were licking his sweaty bumhole? How have you not realised that Shane McMahon is only in this for himself? Hell, he's probably the man who got Maurice pregnant for a second time. Why aren't you getting rid of him, man? Big Daddy George Miz is a very strange looking man. He looks like a 70s porn star who was active in the 1970s but has stood here today in 2019 still believing it's 1978. But of course, because we are wholesome human beings here at Cultaholic, we never judge a book by its cover, because if he judged mine, oh, that would be sad. But when you open the book of Big Daddy George Miz, you will learn that he was never proud of The Miz until he won the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships with Shane McMahon, who, if you haven't heard, is the best professional wrestler in the world. And because of that, The Miz winning the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships with the best professional wrestler in the world means that The Miz did something that should be really easy, should it not? Quite frankly, Big Daddy George, you were outed as a very backwards individual by your own son on last night's SmackDown Live. And as Corey Graves said a few weeks ago on SmackDown Live, why the hell are we just celebrating Big Daddy George for being a crap dad? I'm here to repeat that sentiment today for last night's show. Imagine being a dad, producing The Miz out your grapefruits and not being proud of anything he did up until the Royal Rumble of 2019. Unbelievable. I don't know what the bigger WTF moment is, the fact that the crowd in Louisiana was actually making noise, or the fact that that crowd in New Orleans last night was chatting along with Shane McMahon. Rematch, 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 as if they actually wanted to see a rematch between the best tag team in the world and the Usos. In my professional opinion, I would have to say the latter. Oh well, Jey Uso, it's hard for you to forgive Jimmy sometimes, is it? Well then, don't those with glass houses throw stones while forgetting they live in glass houses or something? 1 year ago, Jey, it was you getting arrested for some DWI, and I can't remember Jimmy saying anything about it on SmackDown Live, so why were you doing that about him so soon after his arrest on last night's show? Keep your stones in your pocket. Wait. The Usos are calling The Miz a joke when he stood next to Shane McMahon. The Usos are calling The Miz a fraud while he stood next to Shane McMahon. The Usos are calling The Miz a failure and a loser while he stood next to Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon's the joke man. Nobody takes him seriously in the professional wrestling ring apart from himself. Shane McMahon's the fraud man. He thinks he's Joe Rogan. He thinks he's Jet Li. He thinks he's Brock Lesnar. He thinks he's the water boy. He's got a lot of water here. He thinks he's many things he's so clearly not. Shane McMahon is the failure and the loser, man. Usos. Royal Rumble aside, he loses all the piss in time. Oh, I know what. After 7 years of I'll defeat The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. Shane, you should have given it up then, man. And then to cap it all off, the Usos called The Miz a wannabe A-lister with C-list skills. Ooze. Well, Shane McMahon is a wannabe MMA star with the punches of a wasp who's on toot without his stinger on. And then, if we didn't need it proven any further, Shane McMahon proves he is so far up his own arse so he can neck on with himself when he went, Usos, fine, let's have that rematch because you said some very not nice things. Do you remember the time when The Miz and Shane McMahon first got together and Shane McMahon was all like, oh Miz, we've got to set an example. Oh Miz, this is the land of opportunity. We've got to earn what we get here. We've got to fight our way to the top. That lasted long, didn't it? Ah, young fan, with your impressive rendition of Joey Tribbiani's story of backpacking across Western Europe in an attempt to get Carmella. I think she's already taken. Maybe. I don't know. Allegedly. I think you're wasting your time. Yep, Johnny, you're live, pal. Ow. And somehow, he carried on. After seeing that take place there and the way that Tommaso Ciampa's knee bent the way it shouldn't have bent, I was fully expecting to see him trade in his current Goldie for a brand new one in the form of a massive, sturdy, golden walking stick. Hashtag, there is sanity. They're actually being used for something on TV. When was the last time that happened? I should have researched it. Then I could have told you. But still, grab your animals, run away, go. The end is nigh, the end is nigh. Time to run away, the end is nigh, nigh. Kayla, nearly a year after the first ever historic, first time ever Women's Royal Rumble, Asuka is stand there on SmackDown Live as the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. I think your calendar's broken, pal. So then, over to Mandy. We go. Her insult towards Asuka on last night's SmackDown Live was, Asuka, you'll never look like me. Well, yeah, she's from the other side of the world. And back to another moment surrounding Mandy. We go. Mandy Rose pinned Asuka.
Wow.
And next up we have Tom Phillips claiming there's nothing that Ricochet can't do. And since this show is called WTF Moments, and I've got to point the bollocks out and ask the hard-hitting questions on behalf of you fans, I've got to ask you, Tom. Can Ricochet eat his own head? Charlotte is no longer the man's best friend, but she'll always be her bitch. If I had a can of Coke for you, young man, I'd give it to you, but I don't. So, there. Good. Stupid, 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 stupid. Go back to 2010, an episode of WWE Raw, the main event, Kofi Kingston versus John Cena versus Randy Orton in a triple threat match. The finish to the match apparently should have seen Kofi stay down, take a punt to the heat, and that would have been it. But no, Kofi kept getting back up and back up and back up when he wasn't supposed to. So Randy Orton hit a stiff RKO and started shouting stupid, stupid at his face. Last night, though, roughly 9 years later or so, Kofi had a big old clothesline on Randall Keith Orton and shouted, stupid, and that must have felt nice. And that's it for all your WTF moments on this whistle-stop tour through last night's show. It was a great show. There wasn't too much nonsense. There wasn't too much badness. I've been Ross Trudell from Cultaholic.com, your Cultaholic Heavyweight Champion. Thank you for being a sexual wank pheasant. See you next week. You can follow me on Twitter at RossOnWrestling. Pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic if you've got any money spare. But if you don't, keep it to yourself. It's more important to you. But most importantly of all, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow us everywhere we have the things on the social media.